Hello guys. Alright. Guess the universe mind part 2. Well, I think that with all things in the universe, it provides us with balance. If we ourselves are a tiny piece of this greatness, yet we play a role to help control and affect ourselves, then truthfully, we are able to control our environment by thinking about it. We have got the ability to cross over what is the mundane and physical to what I call fondly the metaphysical. That's kind of a natural thing within the universe itself. It's a control mechanism, I guess, the back of everything. Everything has a physical means and an explanation for its physical, but we only know why the physical happens after it gets there. For example, physicists once said is the chaos theory. You can drop a piece of paper and figure out how it went from your hand to the ground, where exactly its spot is where it lands. You can figure out all of that down to the last centimeter, but you don't know exactly where that piece of paper would land beforehand. You can't exactly figure that one out. It's chaos theory because anything could happen to push it off. Anything in the universe itself. So, naturally, you have to wonder how much of a role our minds really play to it. And with us, if you take underneath the idea that we are a small part of it, we're working our way up to something greater, something of the universal level, then what do we do? What can we do to deal with it? We are simply meant to learn and to experience. And experience is what you choose it to be. Especially since if we can make things around us. And here's an example of how we make things around ourselves. And this is in physics terms. They once shone a light on through two slots, and one of the slot, when it went through, originally acted like a wave function. Okay, showing on this back this piece of the sensor. And this is firing off a little electrons, of course, that's what they were doing, purely. Then, when they went, okay, well, we're shining a bunch of electrons out, they must be bouncing off one another, and that's what was causing a wave function, so they fired it individually out. They still have a wave function. They're like, okay, why is this? So then they took a sensor and they hooked it up, and when they started watching each individual electron go through, it solidified. Then it didn't act like a wave function, it acted like they thought it should, like little BBs going through. Trace the outline of the whole versus being a wave function where it's spread outwards. It's really weird, because why does us looking have a huge effect? And that's one of the main things that's really convincing evidence. But for some reason, our consciousness, our presence, affects things. Well, if we affect things on the little things of chance, everything from picking up a $5 bill on the sidewalk to hitting all the green lights, or to hitting all the red lights, depends on whether or not you're looking at it negatively or positively. We affect our world around us, and the more positive you are, the more of an experience you'll have. And realistically, the universe, I think, ascends itself a positive experience, but yet finding balance in that. We have come from a lower plane, I guess, so that of negative, to here where it's a balance, or it should be a balance. Things have been thrown out of balance. And I think the next step is moving to positive. And from negative to positive, and then maybe back down again, I don't know. But you learn and you experience, and that is the most important thing. We ourselves are meant to become, forgive me, more. We have a creative nature about us. And that is very hard to explain. Yet to see. Why do we have this creative nature? It's creation. It is a natural energy about us. We are the only animal to be able to create skyscrapers. We're the only being on this planet has been able to move mountains, do all these different things. But with that said, our creative energy can be used as we choose, and it is our reality and our creation, as one would deem it, that affects us directly. So if we continue to move forward with our creative energy, we must learn responsibility for it. We learn respect and we learn love for all things, all people, and especially our planet. Then we ourselves can create what we choose, and yet still be in balance. And this is, I guess, the mind of the being, the God, whatever. Either within ourselves and within our outside. And I think this creative energy that we have is directly related with this being, and that our entire minds are shaped in that way. So we ourselves are like what has been said, being the image of this being. This is repeated pattern, actually, saying that we are essentially lesser ones, lesser clones, lesser beings, this greater being. It's interesting, huh? We are all lesser, but yet of that image, of that ideal. And the image may not be physical, but maybe mental or spiritual. And that in itself lends to its greater creativity. We ourselves are creative by nature. If we stop moving, if we stop creating, if we stop doing, then really our lives become more negative. We stop moving forward in that sense. We stop feel like we're doing anything good. And we feel negative about it. But when we're moving forward, when we're creating, when we're creating what we want to create, music, art, happiness, love, whatever, creating what we choose to create, what we want to create, then we are at our happiest, because we have created. That in itself is an ability of the universe that's most amazing. Anyway, as I always say, keep it real, keep living, don't get yourself skill out there.